Knowing one's rebirth beforehand requires frequent Amitabha recitation. Have a gentle and unfussy temperament. Be silent and speak less with no contention. Know one's place and roles without being meddlesome. If we want to know our rebirth beforehand, we have to frequently recite the Buddha's name. Cultivate Amitabha recitation as a form of habit, which means that you recite the Buddha's name at every occasion. When lying down and sleeping, practice Amitabha recitation until falling asleep naturally. Once the eyes are open, Namo Amitabha Buddha would arise in the mind unconsciously. The same goes for getting out of bed. Handling matters which does not require thinking, also recite Namo Amitabha Buddha. For walking, every step taken is also used for the recitation of Namo Amitabha Buddha. The same goes for driving and sitting in the car. Make it a habit. Hence, frequent Amitabha recitation is required to know rebirth. At the same time, the temperament must be gentle and unfussy. The personality should be gentle and not tough and stubborn. Not willing to concede and give in everything. Not willing to suffer losses and always arguing. This means that the temperament is not gentle. We must have a gentle temperament and be willing to suffer losses and not be calculating everything. Be silent and speak less with no contention. Cultivate a habit of only practicing Amitabha recitation when there is nothing to do, with no desire of engaging in gossips, which is to nurture a quiet and silent temperament, and nurture a mind of no content. Be content with one's lot and not be meddlesome. Know your own place and duties. Things that are other than one's duties, we don't need to go against causes and conditions. Hence, knowing rebirth beforehand through frequent Amitabha recitation, have a gentle and unfussy temperament. Be silent, speak less with no contention. Be no one's place and rules without being meddlesome. Although it is said to be unconditional, this sounds conditional. Indeed, attaining rebirth in the Pure Land only needs Amitabha recitation. But if we also want to seek to know our rebirth beforehand, if we want this good death, we have to cultivate this kind of temperament. If not, although you diligently and frequently recite the Buddha's name, but if you're stubborn and always taking things to heart, being unable to resign to adversity and being gentle, in this case, what would happen to our mind? It will keep recalling how others treat us. The mind will be in contention, thinking about this and that. If we cultivate our mindset like this, I ignore him. The rights and wrongs of this world is always there. Ignore it and there will be none. Hence, having a gentle personality, he will not be calculated. Being silent, speak less with no contention, no one's place and rules without being meddlesome. Like this, usually one can know his own rebirth beforehand, and be able to smoothly and peacefully attain rebirth in the land of ultimate bliss. Of course, an Amitabha reciter would attain rebirth in the end, because at the end of our lives, Amitabha Buddha will come to receive us. But if our personality is stubborn, we would more likely to suffer more at the end of our lives. Even before our last breath, the body may have already stiffened. If you are seeking rebirth in the land of ultimate bliss and exclusively reciting the Buddha's name, does Amitabha Buddha know? Of course he knows. Hence he will definitely come and receive us. But because of our stubborn and calculated personality, always feeling dissatisfied and discontented, finding this unpleasant and being dissatisfied with that, then won't you suffer? Definitely will. If one frequently recites Amitabha Buddha, the mind will still itself. When the mind is still, one's temperament will soften naturally. A soft temperament will naturally be unfussy, not corresponding with being talkative and meddlesome. Meaning, if we are able to frequently recite the Buddha's name, unknowingly it will change our temperament. The mind will be able to settle down and be still. When the mind is still, our temperament will soften naturally. If the mind is often quiet and gentle, it will soften with no content. A soft temperament will naturally not be fussy. If a person has a humble and gentle personality, He would naturally be less likely to be fussy and calculative. He would not bicker over rights and wrongs long and short, and will not correspond with being talkative and meddlesome. At that time, wanting to talk a lot and being meddlesome, for him, it no longer corresponds with him. In the past, before he practiced Buddhism and Amitabha recitation, once there is free time, he will call others to chit-chat. He will go against causes and conditions everywhere. If not, he will feel lonely and bored. Ever since having the experience of being still through Amitabha recitation, he would feel great Dharma joy, great happiness and tranquility, passaddhi. He would no longer feel bored or lonely anymore. Hence, frequently recite the Buddha's name. The best would be just sitting quietly and reciting the Buddha's name upon waking up in the morning. I've frequently said that the beginning of a day in life starts from Amitabha recitation. A day of Amitabha recitation starts from sitting quietly and reciting the Buddha's name. Why? Because when it comes to sitting quietly, it doesn't matter if you are in lotus position or not. The body will not move. When the body doesn't move around, the mind will be still, especially in the morning when there will be three stillnesses. What are they? The mind will be more still. The air and environment will be more quiet and still. The mind will be more still because after a night of sleep, the unhappiness of the previous day or the various issues would settle down. Therefore, the mind without any issues is quiet. Hence, the mind would be more still. Using this quiet mind to recite the Buddha's name is very flavorful. It will have the feeling of stillness and tranquility. Once there is this feeling and experience, we can take these feelings and experiences and maintain it. If we encounter any unpleasant situations, in the past one may feel dissatisfied and discontented, but now one will treat it calmly and view it with a mind of equanimity. Isn't this not the changing of temperament? Personality and even appearance will also change. The future will also change. Hence, the root and origin still must come from frequent Amitabha recitation. Furthermore, reciting the Buddha's name can eradicate karmic obstacles. Once the karmic obstacles are eradicated, it will increase good fortune. Reciting the Buddha's name will have the protection of Amitabha Buddha. It can turn misfortunes into good luck and blessings and peace wherever you go. Hence, for a Buddha practitioner and Amitabha reciter, there is a need to cultivate three types of mind. Have to have a sincere mind, a mind with no pretense, and a simple mind. Hence, in all that we do, we need to have a sincere mind with no dishonesty. Don't beat around the bush and have a very simple and innocent mind. You have to be honest, keep your foolishness without acting clever and false, and using the mind of no dispute. Frequently mention this to recite the Buddha's name honestly and sincerely. Keep our foolishness when reciting and recite with no contention. See ourselves in this way. I am a foolish and ignorant person. I will not engage in disputes with others. Hence, I only need to know my own place and roles and honestly recite the Buddha's name. Therefore, we Amitabha reciters should have this type of mindset. Like this, we will be able to know our rebirth beforehand and it will be smooth and peaceful.